True your freedom.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. I want to thank everyone for subscribing. We're going to have an announcement very soon on our premium service and where we can get it and protect ourselves from free speech censorship. In fact, running in the column down here today is information. Hey, please make sure you are subscribed at the Prepared Mind BC on YouTube, the Prepared Mind BC. Now, let's just get right into this video. It's about the ugly truth, folks. The ugly truth is that the ugly truth that we've all thought about isn't going to be nearly as bad as the real ugly truth, right? It's SHTF ugly, and it is coming. This is not exaggeration. This is not hyperbole. This is not baloney. This is not fear porn. This is not designed to get me rich. Right? If things were great and I could be rich, I'd be doing that instead of this. Now, what is going on in the world? What is the ugly truth? What are the things we talk about constantly? Right? Those are the things we talk about constantly. So let's talk about food. What is the ugly truth about food? The ugly truth is the super powerful are taking away our food. They are cutting fertilizer supplies so that those who produce the food will produce less. That will cause prices to rise incredibly high. You think they're high now? Wait till you see where they're going. This is the ugly truth about it. This is not going to rise to a plateau and just flatten off with our new highs. It is going to go far beyond anything we ever realized and keep going and going and going up. And at some point, it'll come back. But we are nowhere near that, folks. The ugly truth is it is going to get very, very bad. I know that a lot of people are not going to like hearing that. This is exactly why you're supposed to have 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months worth of food for interruptions and to act as a buffer now, an insurance policy against the inflation that's here. It's already here. And they've done absolutely nothing to stop it. They've done absolutely nothing to thwart what is coming in the future. And in fact, what the powers that be are doing is guaranteeing that prices will get higher, scarcity will be worse. Bill Gates wants you to eat bugs. They want you to eat factory-produced slime that they call food. That's where they want us to go. The ugly truth, folks, is it's going to get very, very bad. Now let's just skip over the water and quickly touch on water. Right now, we take it for advantage, right? Granted, right? Water to make our coffee, water to make our food, water to bathe in. That can end real quick. Do you have the proper water filtration? Access to any water. I want to move past water, though. We know how water is necessary. I want to get to medication, medicine, science. Are you prepared for them to make things even worse? They're trying to frighten us with cerveza bug and monkeypox and the whole bit, right? The fact, the truth, the ugly truth is they can cut us off of medication very quickly. This is coming, folks. Everything is going to stop. Is it going to stop 100%? Is it going to stop for a day and then move forward slower? It's coming. They're going to make huge cuts because we don't have the wealth. The wealth has been stolen, lost, squandered. The wealth is going to disappear. Medications, people with, I don't know, depression issues, heart issues, people with pancreatic issues, diabetes, people with any medical issue that requires pharmaceuticals. The ugly truth is in the next, I would say, 1 to 3 years, we're going to see an incredible reversion back to we don't have drugs for that. And another one I want to touch on before I explain how this is all happening is protection, self-defense. The government is coming after that like never before. They do not want us to have the ability to defend ourselves. Guess what, folks? There is a shortage of what? The fundamental basics of life: food, water, fuel, electricity. There's a shortage of intelligence out there. You combine all of these shortages, governments are making the worst decisions. They've run their little experiment. Can we do without cops on the street? Can we socially manage ourselves? Well, not when criminals want to do what criminals do. We need equalizing force. The cop-free world has failed. What does that mean? The ugly truth is, folks, you're going to have to be your own police. Now, I've been criticized for not making enough calls to action. Well, here's a call to action for you. In your street, your neighborhood, your community, I recommend you start working on a plan. And then you start executing that plan and organizing with people who are like-minded, who understand the problem is out there, and to have preemptive programs in place to protect yourselves, because it is coming. Right? Is it coming today or tomorrow? Oh, John, you're just sounding the alarm. How about next year? Do you think you have enough time between now and next year? Do you have that? Do you have it? Do you have it all covered from A to B? Right? We need to start organizing now because government has failed us. Government has absolutely failed us. Big business has absolutely failed us. They have lined their pockets. They have feathered their nests. And they think they don't need the entire system. They're going to bring it down even further. Okay, now let's get to how is this all happening? Why was this allowed to happen? Why was this caused to happen? Number one, currencies. Currency, the unit of exchange, money, if you will. They have ruined it. The value of a dollar today compared to where it was 100 years ago, it's worth 1 penny now. It's been taken, stolen through inflation and taxation and theft. Now, okay, fine. Well, where are we at? Inflation is going crazy right now, right? Because the government has been printing money. It's backed and based on nothing. Japan is about to absolutely crash its currency. Europe, nothing but trouble. China is having bank runs, nothing but trouble. The United States of America is seeing our currency being debased. Europe, right now, European Central Bank is having a special emergency meeting to decide how they both stop doing quantitative easing and at the same time magically put a bunch of money in the economy to make it work. You can't do both, but they're going to try and make it work. The money has failed. Now, here's the other side of the cause of all of our other problems: energy, gas, oil, coal, nuclear power. The system is failing. It's absolutely failing because they have completely thrown logic and reason and science out the window and said we can solve all of our problems with sunshine and wind. Whew. That's what they thought, folks. Sunshine and breezes. That can't solve all the problems. Yes, it could help, it can supplement, but they're trying to make wind and solar do everything. And they're taking away our fuel prices through the roof because of, number one, shortages, through the roof. Number two, because the currency is failing. Both of those things, folks, fuel, electricity, and then on the other hand, money and credit. That is the energy that we all need. It represents human labor, energy. How much work can I do? How much work can a gallon of gas do? What is the value of that? Right? How much do you get paid? The value is the money. How much money do you get for that work from the fuel or from us? It is cheap energy in the form of gasoline, electricity that allows us to compound our work efforts as human beings. And when you quit doing that, when you quit multiplying human effort by the fuel that's being spent, you don't get the production. This country has taken a crap in production, and so is the whole world. So it's taking more money to buy anything of value because of misappropriated energy, resources, and finance. The consequence, both short, mid, and long term, is going to be shit hitting the fan big time. Economic depression, yes. Food shortages, yes. Water problems, oh, you bet. What happens when the city quits pumping the water to your house? What happens when the city quits purifying the water? What happens when the city just quits? What happens when the pipes break? Who's going to fix them? Right? Your protection, your preservation. When cities go broke, counties go broke, who's going to do the protecting? When people are rioting in the streets, when we're blaming everyone else for the problems, who's going to protect you? We found with just a few hundred rioting, looting idiots in several parts of the country that our law enforcement was absolutely overwhelmed. You need to protect yourself now by having the right food supply, having an adequate water supply. Of course, you better have a good home, a shelter, and good clothing to help you survive. I hope you have good medicine. Make sure you're as stocked up as you can be. And then self-preservation. Whether it's you all alone or you in your neighborhood or you in your whole community, I think that we at best all start considering a world where the law enforcement doesn't help us. We have to help ourselves. The ugly truth, folks, is the system is coming down and it's not getting better. I listen to lectures late into the night and I wake up extremely early in the morning and I listen to what is going on, and the proposed solutions, folks, are not going to help, because all they're intended to do is enrich the very rich. The same way Germany was losing its war while its richest people continued to get rich, right? Making deals with the Nazi government. That's what they're doing now. They're making deals to enrich themselves. That's all they care about. They don't care about keeping the country going properly, the entire world. And now that it's failing, now they're starting to panic. Now they're starting to panic. The ECB, as I said, is having a panicked meeting today. Bank of Japan panicked. Other nations panicking. And what are they doing? Right? They're looking into their own self-preservation. I recommend you do the same. Chance favors the prepared mind. Get food. Make sure you've got water. Make sure your shelter, your home is good. Clothing, of course. Make sure you have proper clothing and supplies. Medication. Get all the medication you can for whatever ails you. And self-preservation. Your right to self-defense that they're trying to take away as well is more important now than ever, because we have adversaries everywhere, folks, locally and internationally, domestically in DC and domestically in our own state capitals. I hope you live in a good jurisdiction, folks, because it is going to get ugly. Now, this is not a prognostication that is going to come true by the end of the day. This is, however, a forecast for what is coming, and we will definitely see in the next, I think, 2 years. We're going to start seeing serious failures, and I hope that we don't have to endure it. I would rather be wrong and prepared than right and in deep trouble or dead. Yeah, Been a rough night for me. A lot of information coming in, not looking good. Right? What years ago I said shit would hit the fan. People are like, oh yeah, it won't be that bad. I'll live through it. It's just gonna be a week or so. Right? Since then, my message has become more dire because the situation, the direness of it is becoming more clear. I used to believe that politicians, at the beginning of the Trump administration, I believe politicians had it in their mind that they wanted to fix problems. Instead, they've exacerbated them. Instead, they've wanted this great reset. Well, they're going to get it. And so will you and I. I pray, right, for things to get better. And they don't. It goes to show you who is in charge. And the people in charge in DC, we see what they're doing to children, our education system. We see that what they're doing to our economy and our money and our fuel and our energy. They are not the solution. They're making the problem worse. Are you prepared? Please do what it takes. God bless America, and Semper Fi. And I mean always faithful Semper Fi.